Okay, everyone. So we're going to talk now about some of the, let's say, funny stories we had from our time overseas. Something a little bit different to the last video. So I'm going to start with my own story that Aidan knows well because me and him went out together in Shanghai. And to cut a long story short, we went to this bar and we were playing a double team, like pairs, whatever you want to call it, with two women in the bar, and we did a bet. And they said, you know what? If you lose the bet, you have to lose your trousers. You have to pull your trousers down, right? Not to show like, yeah, not completely to show off my whole body, but just pull the trousers down in the middle of the bar, right? And anyway, I lost, and I had to pull my trousers down in front of the whole bar. And the more concerning thing is, though, the next day when Aidan showed me the picture, I actually looked actually quite happy about it, even though I was a bit embarrassed. I had a big grin on my face. I don't know. I think yeah,
You look very
I
happy
think.
about it. I think I even got a video of that on my phone. I don't know what happened to that phone. I think I lost it in China. But
Ah, and we still have the photo, right, but not the video.
the photo is still on my computer somewhere. Yes,
Yeah,
I'll
I
put
have
the
it.
link to this video.
But anyway, Aidan, so that's one of my stories. What about yourself? What's maybe the funniest story that you've had overseas? Of course, we had the video on my channel about Schwarzenegger as well. What about your one of your stories?
I've got so many. There's a couple that flash to mind.
Right.
One that I've just thought of, which was at the time it wasn't funny for me. Looking back on it, it was hilarious. I was working in Almaty in Kazakhstan back in I think it was 2010, 2009, 2010 over the winter, and I was it was just before Christmas, so it must have been 2009. I went out with a client to a bar called the Chesterfield Bar, which was just around the corner from my apartment. Nice bar, good beer, good food, reasonably priced. And I had one of those 3-in-1 jackets that has the fleece on the inside that you can zip into the outer layer coat, and it was still cool inside the bar, so I unzipped the top layer and hung it over my seat and went out for a cigarette. But what I'd forgotten to do was take my wallet and passport out of the outer jacket. When I came back, my passport and my wallet were gone. Now, you might think that's no problem, just go and get a new passport. Easy. Kazakhstan, no, not easy at all. I ended up having to, I'm not kidding, I reported the loss of my passport to the British consulate, I should say, in Almaty, the local police for theft, because they're different from the local police,
Hmm.
the local police for theft. Then I had to report it to the Ministry of Lost Property within Almaty. And I'm not kidding, I had to get all three forms signed and stamped by the varying organisations on each copy, not just on one, each one had to stamp each other's as well. I then had to take it to the British consulate and arrange an emergency passport. Once I've got the emergency passport, I then had to go to the Interior Ministry and get an emergency exit visa for Kazakhstan. Because obviously
Wow.
going through customs, and I needed the exit visa. Yeah, so that's one thing that is hilarious now, but at the time, it took me 10 business days to get all of these things sorted out. And obviously, quite a lot of expense, because not speaking Kazakh, and my Russian isn't very good, I had to employ a translator to come
Oh,
with
really?
me to each of these different ministries, each of these different police stations. And actually finding the relevant police station was almost impossible without a translator.
Well, it reminds me talking about those kind of stories when, like, it's funny wasn't funny at the time. I can remember in China 6 years ago, I was going from Xi'an to Beijing. I was on holiday at that time, and I couldn't speak any Chinese at that time. I was just visiting China, and the only ticket I could get was a third class ticket, like with really like hard seats. And the thing is, at the time,
With the bench seats.
yeah, and it was about 12 hours. and there was people sleeping on the floor, and I didn't want to go to sleep because somebody had warned me there's a lot of theft in those kind of trains.
Yeah.
And going to the toilet even, I had to almost step on people. It was embarrassing at first, and it was the longest 12 hours of my life. But actually, it was a good experience. It was a good when I look back, it's the kind of thing good to do once.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't regret it now, but I still wish I didn't. At the time, I was just couldn't wait for it to end, to be honest with you. But yeah. What about a final story then on your side? What one more funny story?
Again, this is a story. Actually, I'm going to do two stories because
All right.
one isn't enough for me. When I was living in Cape Town, this must have been 2007 or 8. I was working for a private investment house there, um, and it was my first. I was supposed to be going to the first Christmas, staff party, a big event at a very fine 5-star hotel in Cape Town. I blew it off to go to a 24-hour to 48-hour music festival with a girl I'd only met the day before, and I had a corporate car, a company car, but I decided to take my own car, which at the time I've still got it. Actually, this car is in France, which was a 1972 Alfa Romeo GT 2000 Valence. I'm sure that a lot of you know what that car is. Beautiful looking car. Alfa Romeo, not so reliable, which I can attest to. So I drove 80 kilometres outside of Cape Town to go to this music festival with this girl. Middle of nowhere, it was on a dirt track road, big field, and went in, partied all night. And the next day I had a little sleep on a park bench in this field. We come to leave, we get to my car, and it had been raining a little bit. And obviously, if anybody knows this particular Alfa Romeo and the engine in it, the spark plugs are in dips in the top of the engine, running in a line right down the centre. Now, when you've got a hot bonnet and it rains, it causes water to gather as condensation under the bonnet, and it was dripping into these little parts where the spark plugs are, and of course there was no spark. It took me all day to dry these out, get the spark plugs dry the ignition holes, put it back together so we could drive home. It was horrible at the time, but again, funny now, looking back at it. And there is one very funny story. I'm not going to say the guy's name. I'm not going to say where we were at the time, but I was living with a couple of other IFAs at the time in a large shared apartment. And I'd been out with both of these guys that I lived with, both older than me. At the time I was in my early 30s, they were both in their early 40s, mid 40s. And we'd been out to this bar and nightclub type thing in this city we were living in. And it was very renowned that after 10 o'clock at night, there would be ladies of the evening congregating in this bar and buying their wares or their trade to varying expats. I used to enjoy going there just for the comedy value of watching old married American oil executives walking out the door with 18-year-old ladies of the evening. I found it highly entertaining to watch and very funny. And half of these people were my clients, so to get more investment from them was very easy. After saying, "Oh, I saw you leave with that lady last night," but I left this particular bar to go on to another bar with a few guys from KPMG that I knew, and we went off and got to about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was a little bit drunk. Came back into my apartment, which, as I said, I shared with 2 other older IFAs, and the bedroom doors, 2 of the bedroom doors were frosted glass doors in a wooden frame, and the other one had obviously been broken before we moved in, and they just replaced it with glass, just normal glass. And it was the bedroom closest to the kitchen where I was heading to go and, I think I was going to get another beer. I'd like to say I was going to make a cup of tea and sober up, but I probably wasn't. I was going to get another beer. I walked past this window and I saw this glow of light coming through the door. And I had to do a double take because it was being very drunk. You're not sure what you're actually seeing until you do this double take. And I looked again, and it's one of the older IFAs with a very young lady of the evening, and he has in a compromising position over the chest of drawers in his bedroom with his laptop facing them, and all I can presume is, because I could see what was happening on the laptop as well, that he was videoing it on his laptop.
Yeah, a bit of a character, as we say in the UK.
Yes. So, have you got any more funny stories about that type of thing?
Well, it's interesting. I think in Asia, I mean, those kind of stories, Kazakhstan or more Central Asia, those kind of things happen more often, and in certain parts of Europe. It's interesting what you said about that high-class hotel. Same thing with the Shangri-La in Indonesia, right? Obviously, Shangri-La is one of the top hotels in the world, right? It's a steamed hotel, right? But there's a bar there called Bats Bar. It's like, I don't know, you've been to Indonesia, right? I don't know if you've been to Bats. But the bar inside, but it's actually one of the biggest expat bars. It used to be probably one of the only good expat bars. But the interesting thing is, right, it's very high class place in many ways. But then it's the same thing, right? There are those ladies of the night, but some people just go there to enjoy themselves. Some normal. That's our interesting thing. Some even regular girls will go there and say, "Oh, let's go to Bats," right? I think there isn't the same stigma attached to that kind of thing. So, like, in the UK, obviously that kind of thing wouldn't happen, but normal, like regular kind of middle class women wouldn't want to go to those places to have fun, right? But in Asia, even on the women's side, they kind of just think, well, that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah, but if you look at a lot of the bars we used to go to in Shanghai, like Big Bamboo, places like that, after a certain time at night, it would sort of attract ladies of the evening, because it's full of Westerners, it's full of expats, and predominantly expats have got the money, and it does go on that, an expat away from home may be single or may be married or relationship, but their partner or their wife isn't there. When I say it's there, I mean in the country with them at that time. Maybe they've been alone for 6 months. You don't know. I mean, I'm not condoning it, and I'm not standing up for it. I'm just saying, in every expat bar, you get that element. No matter, and I think that's globally. I don't think that's just in Asia. I used to drink in a bar and casino when I was living out in San Jose in Costa Rica.
So but I mean, in Europe, I mean, in the UK, I can't think of any bars like that. All that underground, right? I mean,
I think it's more underground in the UK, and I think that's probably down to sort of our British sensibility. It goes on, but we don't like to talk about it going on.
Sure.
In other countries like Germany, Sweden, even France, Spain, it's
more open.
It's more open. It's more accepted. Is that a good thing? I don't know.
Well, interestingly, the thing is, what I also, found that I remember when I was in Philippines. Right? Philippines is a very Catholic country, but I found that people are very open also about homosexuality. I remember I was just, in a taxi, and it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and I wasn't going to like the really busy areas, and a tout came up to me. And he said to me, what kind of bars do you like? Do you want a gay bar? Do you want a bar where there's women? Do you want a... He named 3 or 4, but I noticed that gay was like the first one he said, or the second one he said. But I can remember it was very much in your face, and I just went on a bit of a bar crawl. I went to different places, and I didn't necessarily look outside, as long as it wasn't anything bad. I just went in, and I went into one bar, and it became clear within two or three minutes it was a gay bar, right? And Filipinos, their English is generally very good, and they're not shy about using it. So these two gay men were on the stage, or I presume they're gay, because there was campus Christmas, as the expression in the UK goes, and they were singing love songs to each other. And they saw me as obviously a non-Filipino, and they started speaking to me in English, like, hey, how are you doing? And it was alright, but it was a bit embarrassing. But then they kind of dedicated a song to me, a love song. It was kind of a bit embarrassing. They were kind of like looking at each other's eyes, and then
it. You that get into these situations.
Well, you had the story right as well, but yeah, I had one drink and I left because they were starting to say to me, "Oh, where are you going tonight?" But that is another interesting thing. One of the stereotypes that exists in Asia is that Western, guys are very open-minded. In other words, loose. So not only do women assume that men are going to be more like a playboy, but a lot of gay Chinese men, gay whatever, gay people, Cambodians, gay whatever, they actually target Westerners. And I actually reckon the gay Westerners are actually the ones who get the most action out of all the groups in Asia, just because. Well, I've seen it. I've seen it. I know one or two people. I remember a French guy I knew, and he was boasting to me about how he's getting with all these married Chinese men who have wives and kids, and he's like the guy on the side. But I don't know if you've ever had Asian guys hit on you, but it happens to me on a regular basis as well. But
I don't know. I would probably say it's happened a couple of times, but I think, yeah, no, I've always taken it as a compliment, but always.
It might be a compliment, but obviously at first I was kind of a bit uneasy about it, right? But it's one of the reasons here as well. Like back in the UK, I would be happy even as a straight guy to go to a gay bar, although I didn't really in the UK only once or twice. But now straight people go to gay bars, right? And some women, because they go to avoid men, some straight guys kind of realise it's a place to go. But also even ironically hooking up with straight people. But in Asia, like say in China or Japan, I'd be a little bit worried about going into actually a gay bar, just because I can imagine the aggression that you get as a, I don't know. That's just an opinion. I'm open-minded about going inside, but I remember my ex in Japan when I said to her, "Why don't we go to a gay bar once?" She said, "If you go inside alone, that could be an issue. But if we go hand in hand together, so people know you're not gay, they'll just be friendly to you." But apparently, it's a very aggressive environment. Not aggressive in the wrong way, but you know what I mean. But is it very acceptable in Bulgaria? Is that kind of thing like gay bars? Is that a big thing? I actually found in Asia, in Cambodia especially, I know a few gay people. They say it's one of the most tolerant places they've ever been when it comes to I mean, is it tolerant? Would you say in Bulgaria or in Eastern Europe?
I think I'm going to broadly stroke this and say that I'm going to lump Russia into this as well. I think most ex-Soviet countries, in Eastern Europe and Russia, I think they have the policy don't ask, don't tell. They tolerate it to the point, but you've got to remember these are particularly areas a very strict Orthodox Christian country. So it's tolerated, and it's left alone. You never hear of attacks here on gay people or LGBTQRS, whatever pseudonyms they want to use at the moment. I can't. You never hear of attacks in the UK.
Right.
You never see it happen. I go out quite often into the city centre at night. There's a couple of gay bars here. You walk past them. I go to the Irish bars because they serve my brand of whiskey and the beer I like. So you never see any trouble in that respect.
Right.
I don't think it is. I don't think it would be tolerated if it was as open and flamboyant as Asia can be, with their bar type thing and their bar scene for that community. I have to choose my words very carefully here, not to offend people.
It's okay. We're
I'm very politically correct myself.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'm a true libertarian. I believe everyone deserves the same rights. You know, but I think having so many acronyms and pseudonyms for one for a community is ridiculous.
Well, okay. Well, yeah. Well, talking about acronyms and pseudonyms, I can remember when I was at Manchester University, and you know when you have all those societies. And basically, I went up to this man, and I said to him, "So what's your society about?" I did that to many people, and he said it's the LBGT society. And I honestly, I mean, remember this is going back quite a long time, so probably those acronyms are not weren't as widely known outside of that community. But because he just used the acronym, he didn't say gay, lesbian, whatever. I said to him, "What does that mean?" And he said, it's the gay, lesbian, transvestite, whatever, and kept going on. And he said it in such a kind of, let's say, unapologetic way, like he wasn't embarrassed at all, which he shouldn't be. I'm not saying he should be, but with me though, I'm not easily embarrassed, but I kind of looked down a bit, and I was pretty embarrassed. And the fact that he was so kind of direct about it. It's because the funny thing is, if I would have known what it was before, but I had no clue what the acronym meant, so I just thought, what does that mean? And when he told me, it was kind of funny, but it was a bit more entertaining than some societies. I remember there was one society at that university which was called the History of Finance and Accountancy. Which, yeah, having said that though, I guess some of the characters would have been a bit eccentric, so you might have met a few interesting people. I'm sure it must be a bit more interesting than it sounds, right? But,
university, I'm not exposed to my age. I left university in '99, so for me, the societies I was in were the drinking club, the sailing club, the cricket club, and the football club.
Yeah, we can see where the activities are leading, right? So, yeah.
I did join the sailing club for a while, but as the university I went to was landlocked,
wasn't so much to do, right?
Wasn't much to do. No, we had a lake in the quite near us, but you still had to drive 45 minutes to get there. And I thought that was a bit much, so I dropped out of the sailing club.
Right. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you were entertained about that and also got some also useful information. So we'll do this again sometime. So have a good day, everyone. I think that would be actually quite good because that